Every legend has a beginning. This is History Uncovered.
Have you ever heard a story so incredible it sounds like a myth? This is the story of a man who fell from the very peak of the world, endured unimaginable pain, was written off by everyone, and then climbed back to reclaim his throne. This is the story of Ronaldo Nazário, and arguably the greatest comeback in sports history. Let's rewind to the late 90s. Ronaldo Luis Nazário de Lima, or simply Ronaldo, was not just a footballer. He was a phenomenon. Il fenomeno. With a combination of explosive speed, terrifying power, and balletic grace, he was unstoppable. He had already won 2 FIFA World Player of the Year awards before he was 21 at Inter Milan. He was scoring goals for fun, twisting defenders into knots, and leaving goalkeepers helpless. He was the complete striker, the future of football, a player destined to shatter every record in the book. The world was at his feet. But then, disaster struck. November 21st, 1999. In a match for Inter, Ronaldo crumpled to the ground, clutching his knee. He had ruptured a tendon. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but after months of grueling rehabilitation, he made his return. April 12, 2000. The Coppa Italia final. The world held its breath as Ronaldo came on as a substitute. Just 6 minutes later, the unthinkable happened. While attempting one of his signature stepovers, his knee completely gave way. The patella tendon had exploded. The images from that night are haunting. Ronaldo screaming in agony, his face contorted in a mask of pain and disbelief. The medical consensus was grim. Doctors said he might never walk properly again, let alone play football. His physiotherapist, Nilton Petron, later revealed the injury was the worst he had ever seen, describing it as his kneecap literally exploding and ending up in the middle of his thigh. For any normal person, it was the end. For a professional athlete whose entire career depended on speed and power, it was a death sentence. The next 2 years were a descent into a private hell. Ronaldo underwent multiple complex surgeries. The rehabilitation was excruciating. It was a daily battle, not just against the physical pain, but against the mental demons of doubt and despair. The world moved on. New stars emerged, and the memory of the phenomenal Ronaldo began to fade. He was considered a tragic hero, a story of what could have been. The media wrote him off. Pundits declared his career finished. He was a ghost, a forgotten king. But inside Ronaldo, a fire still burned. He refused to let his story end this way. He dedicated himself completely to his recovery. Day after day, he pushed his body to its limits, rebuilding the shattered muscles and tendons. He endured endless hours of painful physiotherapy, slowly, painstakingly, relearning to run, to kick, to be a footballer again. It was a lonely, isolating journey, far from the roar of the stadium crowds. He was fighting a battle no one could see, a battle against his own body, and the crushing weight of expectation and doubt. As the 2002 World Cup in South Korea and Japan approached, Brazil's coach, Luis Felipe Scolari, made a decision that was widely seen as a massive gamble, a sentimental folly. He included Ronaldo in his squad. The decision was met with widespread skepticism. How could a player who had barely played for 2 years, who had suffered such a catastrophic injury, possibly compete on the world's biggest stage? He was seen as a liability, a shadow of his former self. But from the very first game, something magical began to happen. Ronaldo, sporting a bizarre but now iconic triangular haircut, started to score a topok against Turkey in the opening match. It wasn't the explosive goal of his youth, but it was a goal. The king was not dead. With Hashkem, he grew stronger, more confident. He scored against China, then 2 against Costa Rica. In the knockout stages, he was decisive, a goal against Belgium in the round of 16. The winning goal against Turkey in the semi-final. Suddenly, the forgotten king was back in the final. Brazil versus Germany. The stage was set for the ultimate redemption story, and Ronaldo delivered. In the 67th minute, he pounced on a rebound from the German goalkeeper Oliver Kahn to slot the ball home. The celebration was pure, unadulterated joy, a release of 2 years of pain and struggle. But he wasn't done. 12 minutes later, he received a pass from Kleberson, took a touch, and with clinical precision, curled the ball into the bottom corner. It was vintage Ronaldo, power, precision, and composure. Brazil were world champions for a record 5th time, and Ronaldo was the hero. He finished the tournament as the top scorer with 8 goals, winning the Golden Boot. He had not just returned, he had conquered. From being told he might never walk again to lifting the World Cup trophy as the tournament's top scorer. It was a script no one could have written. It was a story of defiance, of resilience, of a human spirit that refused to be broken. After the World Cup, he moved to Real Madrid, joining the Galacticos alongside Zidane, Figo, and Beckham. He continued to score goals at an astonishing rate, winning the league title and another FIFA World Player of the Year award. His third, he had not only returned to the top, he had cemented his legacy as one of the greatest strikers to ever play the game. Ronaldo's story is more than just a sports comeback. It's a testament to the power of human will. It teaches us that no matter how hard you fall, no matter how many people write you off, the final chapter is always yours to write. He faced the abyss and didn't just climb out. Flew? He reminded the world that even a fallen phenomenon can rise again, stronger and more determined than ever. His journey from the operating table in 2002, lifting the World Cup in 2002, is, without a doubt, the greatest comeback story ever told. What do you think? Is this the greatest comeback in sports history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story of resilience and triumph, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of football. Thanks for watching.